A giant fire, sparkling coals, a unique cooking method. Stay tuned, dear adventurers, for a feast of laughter and flavour awaits. Greetings from the snowy, captivating realms of Azerbaijan, where vibrant, clear streams dance gracefully amidst awe-inspiring vistas and the freshest of air. Do you believe what you see on the screen? This is a giant sturgeon nearly my height. I've never encountered such large specimens before. Do you think I'll be able to cook it deliciously? Share your thoughts in the comments. Today, my plan is to roast this giant sturgeon under a barrel over an open fire. It sounds dangerous, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't take risks. First, we need to wash it thoroughly, so let's clear our fountain of snow. Next, we splash some water on our fish from all sides, and then we need to gut it. We make a longitudinal cut along the entire length of the fish and remove all the unnecessary parts that are inedible during cooking. Winter is a time when nature seems to freeze, but it is precisely in such moments that it becomes truly magical. Meanwhile, as I continue to prepare and clean my sturgeon, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. The fire is already lit, the sturgeon is on the kitchen table, which means we can move on to preparing our fish for the fire. When I was a child, my grandmother cooked sturgeon this way, under a barrel, over an open flame. It was not just a dish, it was a whole ceremony. We gathered as a family, and everyone knew their role. I remember how we chose the fish at the market. It was important to select the freshest one. Sturgeon is not just a fish, it's a symbol of wealth and prosperity. I've already taken out my iron barrel and placed it where our fire will be. Next, we clear a space for it according to the size of the barrel. Cooking meat or fish in a barrel is a traditional method in Azerbaijan. The barrel ensures even heating and gives the dish a unique smoky aroma. We continue our work with the sturgeon. By the way, this fish can reach enormous sizes and weigh up to 200 kilograms. But for our dinner, we will choose something more modest, yet gigantic by culinary standards. Meanwhile, we move on to removing the visiga from our fish. If not removed, during cooking it will twist the fish from the inside, resulting in a twisted and unsightly sturgeon. Moreover, the visiga will burst through the flesh and protrude from the sides, leaving white tubes sticking out all over the fish. And hey, while you're here enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell to be the first to know all the news. Meanwhile, we've already made cuts inside our sturgeon. These cuts are made so that small bones fry and disappear. As you can see, working with this type of fish is very complex and meticulous. So keep this in mind when choosing the fish you decide to cook. You know, winter gives us the opportunity to pause and reflect on life. Now we will prepare the marinade. For this, we need salt, ground black pepper, paprika, chili pepper, turmeric, and corn oil. We mix everything well. In Azerbaijan, spices are very important for every dish. They give it a special spicy taste and aroma. Now we coat our sturgeon with the marinade. This is an important step. The marinade should penetrate the meat so that it becomes tender and fragrant. After this, we will leave the fish to marinate for a few hours so that all the flavors blend together. Meanwhile, we are washing and trimming our greens, parsley and onions. They will add a special aroma and a spicy note to our dish. There's nothing better than fresh, homegrown vegetables, fruits and greens, and no store-bought chemicals. As for the stuffing for our fish today, I want to use fruits. They will give it a sweet and incomparable taste. We start with slicing lemon and orange. Next, we beautifully place them inside our fish. Then we move on to the main highlight of the dish, pomegranates. We pour the seeds inside our sturgeon. They will add a special tanginess to the dish. Pomegranate symbolizes abundance and health in our culture. Then we take the greens and place them inside the fish without chopping them, so we don't lose all their juices. To keep our stuffing from spilling out and to retain all the juices inside the fish, we close it with wires, which we will remove after cooking. The sun is shining, and my heart trembles with thoughts about what a wonderful and unusual dish I have chosen to prepare today. And don't forget to follow us on other social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. There you'll find even more interesting and useful content. Next, we need to wrap our fish in a special grilling net for better and more even cooking. We make it ourselves, which is much cheaper and more versatile since it will fit any size of fish. Then we secure the ends of the net with small pieces of wire. That's it, our fish is ready for further cooking. Next, we just need to properly position it in our handmade grill. To do this, we hang it on a special mount. Done. Now we just need to place the barrel on top, and that's it. The next step will be to light our fish. In our time, it's very important to cherish moments of unity with nature, share them with loved ones, and create memories that will last a lifetime. Nature is our best teacher, giving us lessons about love, respect, and harmony. After all, it is these moments that connect us with ourselves and with the world around us. Meanwhile, we are already setting up the coals on wires that we will then hang on our barrel. Why? Well, you'll see a little later. Next, we surround our barrel with hay on all sides, including on top. Then we lean branches against it, thus creating something like a giant bonfire. And now we move on to the main event, lighting our wonderful homemade fire. What an impressive flame! Simply breathtaking. As I always love to say, you can endlessly watch three things: how fire burns, how water flows, and how other people work. All we have to do now is wait a little. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Look how beautifully the hay is burning. And what a wonderful smell. I love the scent of a campfire. Look at all that smoke. I think it can be seen from space. This process takes time, about 2 to 3 hours. But believe me, the wait is worth it. I love watching the cooking process. It reminds me of life. Sometimes you just have to wait to get something beautiful. If you know me well, then it won't be a shock for you that I love to reuse the same products or materials. I consider this to be a very eco-friendly and modern solution. So let's take one glowing ember and use it to brew my delicious tea. As always, let's pause for a moment and admire the beauty of the winter mountains surrounding me. And of course, we will do all this while sipping a cup of my favorite hot tea. But first, we need to brew it and let it steep for a while. At this moment, I suggest you take a look at the wonderful crescent moon that is visible even in the daytime sky. Our tea is ready, it's time for a short break, and we will enjoy our tea with jam, and not just any jam, but cherry jam. The benefit of cherries lies in their richness in vitamins. Also, let's not forget to add lemon to our hibiscus tea. By the way, this type of tea helps maintain beauty and youth for a long time due to its high content of anthocyanins, substances that have powerful antioxidant properties. And finally, the hour has come. It's time to drink tea with jam while enjoying the sounds of nature and admiring its vast beauty. Just look at these views. With each passing day, I fall more and more in love with them. And here come our little guests. They're already rushing to taste my latest culinary masterpiece. Unfortunately, the dish isn't ready yet, so you'll have to wait a bit. But it's definitely worth it. In general, Azerbaijanis are known for their hospitality. Inviting guests for lunch or dinner is a way to show respect and care. Meanwhile, we have already prepared our vegetables for further chopping. While I'm busy peeling the onion, you can check out our assortment in the store. Who knows, you might find something that impresses your friends and makes your neighbors beg for your cooking secrets. We slice our onion into rings. We still have plenty of fresh homegrown vegetables ahead. We crush our pomegranate and add the juice to the onion. In the past, pomegranate juice was often given to people after serious illnesses, and not without reason. Next, we chop our greens and add them to the other ingredients. Look at what color our onion has turned. Pomegranate also adds a more attractive color to dishes. Next, we slice our tomatoes into wedges and then cut the bell pepper into large rings. Don't forget about the hot pepper. By the way, I recommend it to everyone on a diet. It normalizes intestinal function and improves metabolism. We combine all our ingredients in one bowl and then return to our fish. We need to check if it's ready yet. Want to see a trick? I warn you right away, it looks quite unsafe, but very impressive. Just look at those sparks. I do not recommend you try this without proper protection. You could get burned like this. Next, we have our smoldering coals at the base of the fire and remove our barrel. Be sure to wear gloves. In just a moment, your eyes will be treated to the finished dish. But I'd like to stretch out the intrigue a bit. Meanwhile, our little guests are going crazy in anticipation of their promised dinner. Here it is, our giant sturgeon. Look at that perfectly roasted crust, that juicy white meat, and the stuffing that will give the fish a special, exquisite flavor. What a luxurious aroma fills the air. One could go crazy from this deliciousness. Notice that the meat doesn't fall apart when we cut it. This is because we cooked it just the right amount of time. We cut the fish into large pieces and place them on a separate plate. On top, we sprinkle the fish with previously prepared onions and herbs in pomegranate juice. It's tasting time. The meat has an amazing flavor. Spicy, slightly sweet, These taste qualities convey the spirit of Caucasian cuisine as a whole. I give this dish a score super. And now we treat our dear guests to our exquisite dish. They've been waiting eagerly. Grab larger pieces so that no one leaves this table hungry. And be sure to have some bread with it. It's always tastier that way. Do you know why it's so important to gather together for family meals? During a shared meal, people share stories, traditions, and experiences, which helps preserve cultural heritage and pass it on to future generations, especially when it comes to meals with older family members. Who better than them can share their wisdom and life experience with the younger generation? And I see that everyone is enjoying it very much, and that the plate with my dish is becoming emptier and emptier, which means my mission is accomplished. Everyone is satisfied and well fed. And our video is coming to an end. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell to be the first to know all the news. And if you want to support our channel, visit our online store page and order useful gifts for yourself and for your loved ones. See you in new videos very soon.
Super.